Hello everyone. So, this is the tutorial for the ring boss, also new to the 6.0 expansion. Now, what the ring boss is, it's like the Dragon War and the Holy Guardian special fights. Only this time it also comes with an 8-man implement right there off the bat. The purpose of this is to basically create your own custom ring. To do this, you participate in the 8-man fights, which replenishes itself once a day. And you take the components to create your own custom ring. Granted, it takes a lot of time. You're generally going to have to be doing this daily in order to really make anything out of it. On the other hand, there is also the 4-man fight, which awards glamour tokens for the new glamour. Granted, there are 2 difficulties to it, and the first difficulty can possibly be done with supports. Second difficulty, however, you are going to need actual players and the absolute best gear possible. For this particular boss that I can do, I put on my Firelight Jewel for fire resistance. And I should have just enough health to be able to withstand it. Now, this content is based, well, unless you're doing one of the 8-man. The 4-man is for those players who are extremely rich and can afford to get the absolute best equipment for each individual boss, because I'm assuming there is more than one boss. Right now I only have this one unlocked. I'm not sure how to unlock the others yet. It might be through more story progression. I may have to just do that fight a certain number of times until another boss unlocks, which then I can do multiple bosses a day to get more of those tokens. I'm not sure yet. When I do find out, I will likely make a new tutorial along with it, just like I did with the Birth Garden. Now, to even unlock this content, you will find a quest up in the Goddess Town. I believe it's going to have like 2 exclamation marks. Generally, this kind of content always does, leading into it with 2 exclamation marks, which you'll deal with this NPC here. Now, as you can see, I have this unlocked, and only this. Even though I've done it last week, this is still my only one for this week. Once again, I have no idea what unlocks more bosses as of yet. It could be story progression. It could be I have to fight him a number of times, or it may even be that I have to fight him in the 4-man mode, which gives me access to the next one. Now, the problem for me on that is that I am completely disadvantaged. Reason being, they decided to make the expansion of 6.0 and put everything in it with almost entirely all enemies with darkness resist. Demon Sword Master is essentially almost useless in these fights because these bosses all have 60 to 90% darkness resistance, and all your attacks, unless you're Claymore, but even then, most of your main attacks are dark attribute. You could try bringing an Armamentalist along and force change your attribute, but darkness damage will still apply along with whatever damage the Armamentalist puts on there. It'll only dispel it a bit by maybe a half, and that's still not enough. So, best classes for this kind of content is going to be anybody that can do a high amount of damage at any time. Basically, Battle Masters. Martial Artists may also be good too. Minstrels with Boomerang could also possibly do it. Of course, if you do the 4-man content, you could always bring a gadabout, but the gadabout 0 defense isn't going to last long enough for you to get all the damage you need in, but it can help. So, for this content, or at least this tutorial, I'm going to go into this as my paladin. I have some fire resist on. In fact, let me go ahead and check my master orb. Yeah, I got about 4 resist, so let's change that up. Take that wind resist off. There we go. Breath resist is also important for this guy. I've got some on me already. Ordered enough. I will have to use Clear Mind. Don't really need agility. Alright, that'll do it. Okay, let's go in. Now, this particular one likes to use line attacks. He's also got a extremely unfair, honestly, it's practically unavoidable AoE crush attack that hits twice. Once he says the name to do it, he's just going to do it right away before you can even get away from it. So there will be deaths. He will have a Beastly Breath, which is a lower damage breath, and a Fire Breath, which is a breath with fire damage on it, added to it. A Firebomb attack, which will hit anybody around the target twice for fire damage. And a mechanic straight from Final Fantasy XIV, where if targeted, everybody needs to gather with that player to share the damage. And I've heard that Yoshi P had some involvement with the design of these, because he does help with Dragon Quest X as well. There's that AoE attack that you can't avoid. Pretty much you're just going to die when he does it. There's no avoiding it, unless you're a ranged class. Also doesn't seem to matter how much defense you have either. Searching Blast is that one where people have to basically gather together. Circle those after, you put strings around. I sealed my abilities, even though I've got high seal resist. I can't do anything for a while. So for that kind of a move, if you're a shield user, you want to try to keep Holy Impenetrable up. Just in case he does that. You don't have 100% resist on it. I'm having bad luck with belts, so I haven't been able to get the resist I want. No idea how that hit me. No one healed me to full for that one. And that's the item we want, the red lacrima. And once you complete it, you'll see an open chest icon saying that you won't get anything else from it. However, it does refresh daily. Now, once you have enough lacrima, you can add effects to the ring, but as you can see, it takes about 10. And that's just for the first effect. To boost it will probably require more. You basically can get a ring that has a custom stat you want. Family damage boost against monsters if you want that. Attribute damage boost. You can put on any one of these stats. I'm not sure if you can put on multiple of these stats, because it's going to take me a long while to make one. But I'm assuming you can put 3 stats of whatever you want, thus making a custom ring. That is it. So, for this expansion, again, Demon Sword Masters are at a complete disadvantage. Most of the other classes or vocations, you're going to need to gear up and play if you want to be of any use in this content. Especially if you're trying to do the 4-man challenge stuff. Once I do figure out if there is a way to get access to more bosses, I will probably make a new video. Vocations that I believe are worthwhile. Rangers are good because they have breath resistance and breath immunity that they can use for these particular bosses. Sage with their healing and nukes. Mages, which have high nukes, you've seen it there. Saw mages hitting for like 4 to 6, 7k, or even more than that. They actually can go above the 9,199 cap. Martial artists can be pretty worthwhile. Obviously, it's going to be battle masters that are the star of this content. Spirit, but basically pretty much any vocation that you can use that can do a high amount of damage in a short time is what you're going to want to use. But Demon Sword Master is just a no-go. Paladin, well, the 8-man, they can be helpful to push enemies back so long as healers heal them. But there are just certain attacks that you just cannot resist against as a Paladin. Not unless you have Paladin's plus 8 up, like that Crush attack. It didn't seem to matter that my 1250 defense, which goes up by 40%, did anything against that attack. It seems to just completely bypass defense, meant to just straight up kill you, which makes it unfair since it's an unavoidable attack, which means that they want you to watch the boss and attack it, which defeats the purpose of a Paladin pushing back against it. So what I'd have to basically do is push against the boss to try to keep it from another party member. But if whatever he targets gets too close, I have to pretty much get away from it and let him attack that party member. Nothing more I can do on that as a Paladin. As always, if you have any questions, just feel free to go into the Discord. And thanks for watching.